Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Crypto Night Show. Your host Superman in the house. Man, have I got an ecosystem on Pulse Chain for you, and that is Nexion and the Neon token. I think this thing is going to be one of the biggest protocols, a DeFi on Pulse Chain, without a doubt. So we're going to get straight into it. Let's check it out. I think the branding looks incredible, so a big shout out to the team for that. Now, the Nexion ecosystem and Neon token, let's get into it. 4th of January 2025, that's when it launched. So it's about 3.5 months ago. And boy, was it exciting on the launch. And now it's about to go through the next wave of development. So it's really building out some amazing protocols on Pulse Chain. At the moment, it provides a premium DeFi and GameFi tools, and you can basically earn income and rewards, and they're pretty lucrative, so you can check them out as well. The Neon token at the moment, it ends in triple FO, so you can check that out on Dex Screener, and I think you're getting at a pretty good entry right now, so well worth getting on it and doing your due diligence before the next wave of protocols comes out. We're going to check those out in a minute. Now, Neon has a 6% tax, so you're going to want to set your slippage correctly. It's got a 1% burn and a 5% LP rewards from that tax. So LP providing is pretty lucrative on all transactions except LP additions and Hollow Vault deposits. So we're going to look at Hollow Vault shortly. Now, token distribution, it's got a pretty small allocation, which is pretty neat, only 1 billion tokens. So I think that sets up the tokenomics very well. Initial 10-day auction, of course, was very successful with 90% of the tokens given out through that, and then perpetual auctions from day 11 onwards. So we're well advanced on it now, 3.5 months later, of which the supply at the moment, 161 million has been burned. So a pretty healthy amount have been burned in just 100 days, 16%. Staked is 567 million, which is 57%. And that just shows you how strong the community is because they've staked such a high amount. There's a pretty good staking percentage, and they're earning some sweet, sweet rewards, right? So not bad. LP pools, 106 million in the LP pools at the moment, so 11%. And there are people earning Pulse and Neon rewards, so dual rewards there, looking pretty lucrative as well. And of course, the auction vault is still continuing those perpetual auctions, about 80k in there, so relatively small to the total supply, with 20% to daily auctions. So that's a relatively small amount at the moment. So the early distribution's out there, and the liquid supply is now 166 million, 17%. So if you add up the burn, staked, LP pools, and liquid, that's 100% of the supply. And I think it looks pretty bullish for the future, especially with the next wave of protocols launching. And we're going to deep dive into that right now. So you're going to get the exclusive on there. Let's get into it. Staking rewards is currently offered on the protocol for Nexion. And you can see that Hollow Vault 1.0 is where you stake your Nexion and your rewards in ink and neon and other tokens. So rewards are generated from staked assets and auction accumulation. So that is currently in play. And like I say, we've got a huge amount of people staked in that already. Looks like the APR is around about 10% at the moment, but keep a lookout for the protocols coming out because that could quickly go up, up, and up with the neon benefiting from the new protocols coming. So pretty exciting to be able to stake there, and a huge amount of the community has staked. So pretty awesome. Now, Hollow Vault 2.0 is coming. So it's going to be exciting. So let's see what some of the benefits are. It's going to have locking, so not just staking, but locking. Neon for dynamic APRs, so you're going to be able to get potentially higher APRs depending on locking periods. It's going to have multiple token rewards, which is going to be exciting. So move from dual tokens to multiple tokens. So that's going to be pretty lucrative, and I think really lucrative because we're going to have a massive expansion amount of tokens for Nexion. And then finally, it's going to be fed from a new product called Glow, and you're going to be wanting to talk about that to your friends because it's going to be pretty exciting. But don't worry, you're going to find out about it now. So let's get into that shortly. Provide liquidity, you can also do that now. So not only staking rewards, but you can also provide liquidity. And of course, it's got a massive LP management system set up on this protocol for Nexion. And you are earning, remember, 5% of those taxes go into LP rewards, which is pretty exciting. It used to be 4%, now it's gone up to 5%. And that was a community vote and very successful. So it's going to be pretty exciting. You're earning Neon and other LP rewards there. It's going to be pretty exciting for this. Now, obviously, you can add liquidity to different pairs. You've got Neon Pulse, Neon Hex, all your favorites there, PulseX, Hex, incentive token, PDI, Atropa, and you can add liquidity and remove liquidity at will. So it's pretty cool. So yeah, pretty exciting stuff there. The LP rewards, you can obviously claim your rewards as well. Definitely check that out. Now, you can obviously also create farms, which is pretty exciting. So not only does it have these staking rewards and liquidity providing rewards, but you can also create your own farms. So if you're a project team out there, or if you're a person that wants to start up your own token and ecosystem, you'll be able to create farms on here, which I think is absolutely game changing. So it's going to be pretty exciting to see that play out. And the features are rich in this because you can actually allocate rewards to your farm, which I think is going to incentivize your project big time. So if you're a project team, definitely get hold of Nexion and or participate in this, because I think it's pretty exciting. Now you can create a farm, obviously, and you can create farm pools and rewards users with any form of tokens, and that's huge. That's huge. That's just a massive scale up on Pulse Chain to be able to do that. So Nexion's got to be the place to be to come and create farms. So you can see some of the tabs there. We've got live farms, finished farms, and create farms. Pretty exciting, right? So let's get into it. So it's got a step-by-step guide how to create a farm. You basically enter the pool address, and you can step through this all the way to set up your farm. You just have to put the stake token address in there, the deposit fee, the duration, the withdrawal fee, the reward amount, and you can create your own farm just like that, and deliver the rewards to people for boosting up your LP for your project. I think that's pretty exciting. It's got a little modest fee there for Pulse, 250,000 Pulse, so that's pretty modest as well. So you definitely got to check that out. You can not only just can you create farms, but you can create tokens for those farms, or tokens for whatever project you want to do. You don't even have to use a farm. Create a token, and it's got a nice, cool step-by-step for that as well. How to mint your token step-by-step. So the guide is really easy to follow. You enter your token name, your ticker symbol, set the total supply. You have any mint fee, things like that. So you can create normal tokens, so tokens without any taxes. Pretty easy, and all you have to do is hit the mint, and you'll be able to do that. So pretty exciting. It's also got contract verification available. That's super powerful, as you guys know, for people to take it seriously. Also, they've got logo creation available as well, with some modest Pulse fees there as well, $1.5 million respectively. Pretty exciting. The other thing you can do is create tax tokens. So you can also have the same setup as we saw before with normal tokens, but you can set your own tax parameters as well. Pretty awesome. And there's the mint fee. Nice, not bad. So you can get into that and set up your own tax token as well. For those that with the entrepreneurial spirit, you can set up your own tokens here and set up a farm with rewards. I mean, it's just all handed to you on a platter. Just some of the awesome innovation coming from Nexion and the team. Now, the other thing you can do is coming up is going to be borrowing and lending. So this is the new wave of development. And so getting on Neon right now, picking up that token could be pretty lucrative. They're going to have borrow and lending coming. This is massive DeFi coming to Pulse Chain, and they're expanding the parameters of what we have on Pulse Chain. It's going to be pretty exciting. So the first, of course, we're going to talk about the main protocol that's coming is Glow. It's going to be pretty exciting. So Glow is coming. Welcome to Glow. You're going to be able to borrow, lend, and of course leverage. I think that's pretty exciting, not just for tokens and pricing, but also for farms. So this is massive opportunity coming to Pulse Chain. You can see the dashboard. This is the sneak peek. I'm showing the sneak peek right now. This is pretty exclusive. And we've got the dashboard there. We've got the earn tab, the borrow tab, the power farm, the leverage, and statistics there. I think this is going to be really popular. I think you guys will agree. So basically, the way the Glow works, it basically users have the option to borrow and lend, and users can lend, earn. If you lend money in here or crypto in here, you're going to earn APR based off the amount of usage that comes through for the borrowing. So I think that's going to be pretty exciting. Users will also supply assets and get returned APR for that. Other users can also go in and borrow those assets. So we've got a nice little borrowing and lending protocol coming up where both people can earn APRs there. The lenders earn APR, and the borrowers can go and try and earn high APR, either speculating with leverage or going to speculate on get high leverage and APRs in the farm. So I think that's pretty exciting. Now this will only work, of course, for farms that are set up. So it has to have farms to be able to do that borrowing and lending. But that's pretty exciting, or at least the lending part. So that's pretty exciting. The next part, of course, is lending. Not only can you have that whole protocol of Glow, but you're going to be able to lend. So this is going to what the lending is going to look like. So you're going to be able to supply liquidity and get a cool APR from people that borrow on it. So obviously it depends on demand, but that is kind of the logic there. Now, the next one, of course, people are able to borrow. So if you've been depositing, someone's going to come along and borrow from you, and they can do up to 10x leverage on that. But they're also going to be able to go into power farms as well. So it's going to be pretty awesome for that. Now that brings us into leverage, which is the kind of the big heart of this as well. Now, obviously, we've seen protocols like Famous out there, up to 30x leverage with a limited asset back that you can use. This is going to be very broad. This is going to be very large. Potentially, every single farm could come onto here. So we could have all sorts of protocols coming from Pulse Chain, all the top ones that you can think of coming over here to do farms and leverage and stuff like that. So it's got really big scope. And of course, this is a bit more balanced around 10x, which I think is a much more a balanced approach to doing leverage. So let's get into that. So 10x, pretty sweet. That's, I think, enough for everybody to get involved with. So let's have a look at the leverage. You're going to be able to leverage trade long and short on prices. So you can do 10x on the price. If you're going to go long, it's suggesting that maybe you're going to go long on Pulse. Pulse goes up in price, you're going to make mad gains, right? 10x up to 10x mad gains. If you're going to go short on Pulse, you expect the price of Pulse to go down. You're going to make up to 10x on that, depending on what you set for your leverage, right? So that's going to be pretty cool. And you can only do that based on liquidity, what people lend to the protocol, particularly around farms, LP. Now, the other one, of course, is leverage farms. So you're going to be able to borrow money on the platform to leverage farms. So maybe you borrow you had $1,000, you want to get up to 10x, so you could borrow up to another 10,000, and therefore you'd be able to earn 10x the leverage APR there, which would be pretty exciting. That's going to be huge for people. People are going to love that, I'm sure. So that's the opportunity that's available here. Project team's going to love this. Crypto people that want to make mad gains through income protocols are going to love that too. And of course, if you love speculating, that's another play for this as well, particularly around trading long and short. So pretty exciting. So Nexion really is building the future with the Glow product there. And of course, Nexion offers premium DeFi and GameFi opportunities to earn income and rewards right now. So you can do the staking and LP management. And of course, that's going to be built up with multiple tokens. Lots of opportunities coming there. Staking rewards, liquidity rewards. I mean, this thing is just delivering rewards. You can also build your own farms, reward systems, and tokens, which is exciting for anybody out there, as well as teams that set up tokens and want to have a reward farm. And that's a big demand for that, right? That's really, we're seeing a big craze, a big trend on Pulse Chain for that. But not more than that, Nexion is building the future of Neon. And of course, I think that's going to be pretty exciting to see that play out. We're going to have borrowing and lending coming. There's going to be a really big protocol. And remember, the scope is everything just about. There's probably not too much stuff that won't be able to go in here to be borrowing and lending. So the more teams and protocols that go in here, the better. And of course, you yourself can go in there as an individual too. Obviously, leveraging trades and farms up to 10x is going to be very popular. So I expect we see some big action there as well. And of course, ultimately, we could have the launching of 100 other tokens to help feed Neon. So the underlying, all these tokens going to feed Neon, and it's going to be absolutely huge. So we could get some really lovely price appreciation, as well as the APR and rewards going in here and burning as well. Could be absolutely epic for Nexion. So if you guys want to find out more about Nexion, you've got to join the socials, right? So you've got to get involved. You can check out the website. You can check out the price on Deck Screener. You're getting in a pretty good entry right now. Obviously, you need to do your due diligence, all that good stuff. But the best way to do that is to join NexionPulse.com and check out the website. Join the on x.com, follow them on x.com. That's Nexion Pulse. And then ultimately get into Telegram, where you can really chat with the developers and the team, Nexion Pulse there. So definitely join up to that. So I'm going to leave those in the video description, or at least in the comment section below the video, so you'll be able to access that. I think Nexion is going to be one of the major ecosystems on Pulse Chain around DeFi. And of course, they also have some GameFi elements as well. But man, this Glow product coming up is major, a big deal. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Leave your comments in the comment section, and of course, get into Nexion Pulse on Telegram and join a follow on X, and check out the website and of course the price on Deck Screener. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'll catch you on the next one.